The urgent need to strengthen transparency, accountability and governance in Nigeria's extractive sector has again been. This is as stakeholders in the extractive sector from across the country converge to review EITI 2023 standard and validation methodology ahead of global validation. Part of engagement in the next 2 days is on the new tax law, where stakeholders unveiled a policy on pathways for implementing Nigeria's new tax and revenue framework, where NAITI commits to ensuring due process and transparency in the payments of revenues to the government from the extractive industry, with emphasis on curbing corruption in the processes of revenue assessment, remittances, receipts, custody and transfers to the Federation account.
For Nigeria, this means going beyond compliance to using AT as a reform tool that supports domestic revenue mobilization, prudent fiscal management, and inclusive governance.
Having scored 72 out of 100 points in our last assessment in 2023, we are determined to achieve a better outcome this time.
Our duty is to interrogate, question, and then try to provide knowledge, information, and of course, share understanding on the workings of this sector.
Now, the Small and Medium Enterprises Agency of Nigeria, talking about SMED, and says it will usher into the new year a new national MSMEs policy that will guarantee the formalization of additional 1 million MSMEs, establishment of microfinance bank in addition to license to operate a monotechnic, among other plans, is for affordable access to fashion, carpentry, ICT, packaging and recycling production using modern equipment. This was as the Director General of SMED, Charles O.D., played host to industry, trade and investment correspondent at the Idu industrial area in Abuja.
Funding for our small businesses, and by funding, I mean cheap funding. We are in the process of brokering 12 billion cheap funding for our small businesses. Last time we checked, approximately 500,000 small businesses have accessed this funding, but we want that number to increase drastically. We want to push those numbers somewhere above 3 million, so that can actually reflect a percentage of the small businesses that exist in Nigeria. We are working with some state governments. Some of them are very receptive. We want to make sure that we can replicate this across. Imagine that we have 774 of these across Nigeria. That would reduce the high rate of unemployment and insecurity in the country.
Now, a quick look at the markets at this time. Transactions across markets from Nigeria to South Africa and Tunisia were defined by industrial rally, with investors engaged in tactical bargain hunting, particularly in the consumer and industrial sectors. This is as Nigerian equities sustained bullish trend as investors gained 245 billion naira, with positive market sentiment from 37 gainers, led by First Holdco against 23 decliners, led by Living Trust, with all share index rising by 0.26%. In Johannesburg, South Africa, the JSE all share index showed more muzzle, advancing by 1.05% to close at 114,044.15 basis points, while the Tunisia Tun index experienced a slight retreat today, slipping down by 0.08% to settle at 13,180.56 basis points. That